Let me tell you about the journey we've had through today. We started off in Budapest, and the idea was that we've been speaking so much about the journeys people have been making from one place to another, from Budapest to Munich in Germany in particular. We thought we'd take that journey as well. So we spent the day on this train. You'll hear all the way through the programme the voices of people who are on it, both people who regularly travel on this route and people are doing it for the very first time in their lives. Just on this carriage actually where I'm sitting now, there are some people sitting behind me from the Munich refugee camp. They spent all their lives there, and also some more Syrians who are on their way to Dortmund in Germany. We'll try to bring you their voices, but in the meantime let me take you right back to the beginning of the journey. This is when we got on the train. We've heard such a lot about people making a journey from here in Kaleti station in Budapest to Munich in Germany. We've heard a lot about it. Well, we're going to do it ourselves today. The World Service team is just walking into the station now with all of our many boxes of luggage. Go into the main concourse of the station, which is a beautiful, huge building with massive semicircular windows and a clock at one end. You can hear the announcements and the trains next to me. We can hear quite a lot of noise actually. We're just going to go towards the end of the platform to see what's going on. There's a big line of police at one end of the platform. There's somebody with a loudhailer, and there are crowds and crowds of people who are migrants and refugees, it seems, who are waiting to see whether they can get a train today. Lots of journalists too, lots of cameras trained on this crowd of people. Lots of other travellers with their luggage too waiting for their trains. We've got the 11:10 to Munich, I think. It seems like people are holding their tickets up in the air as if to say, hey, I've got a ticket, and there's a surge of people now going towards the platform. People with their children, holding hands with their kids, maybe they've got them. Some of them are holding them, carrying them as well, trying to get them onto that platform, onto a train that they might be able to get to go on to Austria and to Germany. Probably about a crowd of, 200-300 people perhaps, pushing in front of this platform, the line of police. There's a woman in a high visibility jacket up high trying to motion people to stand back and take it in turns. Lots and lots of people coming up the stairs now. I think they feel like they know there's a train that might be waiting for them. So that's the beginning of our day in the main railway station in Budapest. There's such a big crowd of people there, not as large a crowd by any means as there has been earlier on in this story when so many people were camping essentially in the underpass at that railway station because they had been prevented from getting on trains and prevented from going forward. Well, we did get on our train, so let's have a listen to how we managed to board the 11:10 to Munich. So I'm now standing behind the police line. I'm standing behind about 40 officers lined up, sort of 3 deep I suppose, at the end of this platform. Behind them there's a gap of maybe 5 metres or so where the crowd of migrants and refugees has been pushed back by a man with a loudhailer. I wasn't sure which language he was speaking actually into that loudhailer. I don't know whether it was Arabic for the Syrians who are here. There are lots of Pakistanis. I've met Afghans here as well since we've been here this morning, and it was rather easier for me to get through the police line, not even showing a ticket, than it has been for any of those people who are waiting, some of whom do themselves have tickets. So I'm wondering if they're continuing to try to keep migrants and refugees on separate trains from everybody else. Right then guys, we've got everything. Let me grab a bag now. It's alright.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So the BBC crew, so the 4 of us on the BBC team walked through with our cases. Morning everyone. Just gone through about 10 police officers waiting on the gate. There are some film crews on the platform as well as we go towards our train, which is the 11:10 train from Budapest to Munich. So our journey continued. We got onto the platform behind that police cordon that prevented the scrum, essentially, of people really hoping they could get onto a train from getting onto the platform. There was something like a couple of hundred people who were allowed to board this train who were migrants and refugees, and we'll hear some of their voices during this hour of World Have Your Say. It's very interesting, though, what happened when we eventually got to get to our carriage. Have a listen to this. And off we go, rolling out of Keleti station. Speed is picking up as we rumble out of the capital of Hungary. So we're in a situation where we're in carriage 23. Our tickets were in carriage 22. We're told not to get in there because it was reserved for migrants and refugees, and police and officials said that they couldn't guarantee our safety. There were some Syrian guys actually sitting behind us. Their tickets were for the carriage next door, so they in the end moved to the carriage where all the other migrants and refugees were sitting. So we have a situation now where we're on a relatively empty carriage, number 23, with people who are, I think, some tourists, maybe some of the business travellers, people who are not part of the migrant and refugee crowd. And then if I just walk through here in the, what do they call it, the vestibule area, I think, between the two carriages, in economy class, walking from 23 to 22 past the toilets, and let's go to the door and see what's going on in here. And this is a much more full carriage, a couple of kids in front of me with their teddy bears. Hello, how are you? It's got a little pink teddy bear this little lad has in his green hoodie. And it's pretty full. It's not jam-packed. People are sitting down. There's a chair for everyone, I think, just about. People are still trying to find somewhere to sit and get their luggage together. Hey, how are you? So the beginning of our train journey, and the ticket inspector did tell us something like 240 people who are refugees and migrants managed to get on this train. Now you're listening to World Have Your Say on the BBC as we roll on a train live through the village of Timmelkamm, I think that's said, on the station we just went through, somewhere in the middle of Austria between Linz and Salzburg, which is the next major station, the next place we actually stop. And I can see actually a digital map of our journey, the train twisting and turning through forests and through mountains. Now those couple of hundred people were happy enough to get on the train and very pleased that they were on their journey again. Somebody who didn't manage to get on it I spoke to just before we got on the train. Have a listen to this guy. His name is Mohammed. He's from Pakistan. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
And what's your name?
My name is Mohammed Zubair Khan.
Mohammed, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Do you have a ticket today? What are you trying to hope to get on which train?
There's person, they give me the ticket because when I came here I don't have money, and I was very in intention. But what will I do? But when I meet this person, they give me the ticket and they told me when you reach the Austria, they will give you another ticket for the Germany.
Okay, and you're in a big crowd of people here. There's lots of people in front of you. Do you have any hope of getting on a train today?
Maybe, but I am waiting for the train because there's a lot of people. They also need the train. Every person wants to go to Germany.
And we're being pushed back a little bit now. I think the police are pushing the whole crowd back a little bit, so we shuffle back a little bit. A couple of boys around me as well. Excuse me, lads, sorry. Hey, so where are you hoping to get to in the end?
Germany.
And why Germany?
Because in these days Germany is very good, and they give the papers, they give you everything. If I go to Italy, there's 80,000 people out of the camp in Italy. That's why I want to go to Germany.
And why did you leave Pakistan in the first place?
Because of terrorism, because of Taliban. I'm from KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and there's a lot of people doing bomb blasting, and every person think that Pakistanis are involved in terrorism. But look at me, I'm also ran away because of them, because they kill innocent peoples, they kill children, they didn't have hurt in their bodies. That's why we ran away from there.
We're being jostled a little bit just then as you were speaking. You're still keeping your place in the queue, which is good. I noticed your headphones there. You've got some good tunes to listen to while you're on the train?
Yes.
What are you listening to? What's your soundtrack?
I was listening my Islamic names of Allah, 99 names of Allah, and otherwise I listening naats and a little bit songs, because I'm alone. I came alone here. I was when I will be get bored, That's why I listening these songs. I will connect it with my family. I will talk with them easily with the headphones.
What do your family think of your journey?
They will always pray for me. And yesterday I was talking with my mom, and she will tell me that don't lose your hope. Just go reach there and take the asylum case and try that. You took us there to Germany because we can't take our family like this. Our country minded. We are Muslims. They are also Muslims, but there's war in their country.
So that's Mohammed in Kaleti Station in Hungary. Ben, interesting to hear his story because I suppose in a way he's going to have a tougher path to follow rather than perhaps a Syrian refugee. And have
perceptions of
there you
what
are.
a lot of people have been saying about the refugees and migrants, Nuala. People have been talking about the Syrians, people we've met in Hungary, for example, as being the most deserving of the people who are on the move at the moment. There are also lots of Afghans. There are only a couple of thousand more Syrians in the last set of figures from the EU border agency Frontex passing through this route than Afghans, and then there's quite a number of Pakistanis as well. So lots of different groups of people on the move and different ideas about whether they should get asylum or not in the countries they end up in. Now Mohammed was talking from the point of view of somebody from KPK, but I did speak to somebody else, Pakistani, on the train a bit later in the day, who wasn't sure that somebody from that part of his country would need to come to Europe. He could just as well go to another part of Pakistan. Well, look, let me introduce you now to a couple of people who we did speak to once we got on the train. They managed to board it, although they later got off because they had been told that they should rather walk across the Austrian border than get the train all the way. A couple of young Syrians, let's hear their story. So we've come into the carriage and actually so many people are asleep. I'm trying not to talk too loud to wake them all up because I know a lot of people have been saying they've been sleeping outside. People haven't had proper night's sleep for quite a long time. I've just met these two people who are awake though, so maybe you're not quite as sleepy as some of the others. What are your names? Where are you from?
My name is Saad. I'm from Syria.
Where in Syria?
Homs.
And what about you?
Yeah, I'm her cousin. My name is Ammar.
Ammar and
Saad.
Swat. Okay, nice to meet you. Tell us about your day. How did you come to be on this train?
We walk for 8 hours from Serbia to Hungary to cross the border. It was really dangerous, but we walked and then we get a taxi to Budapest. We have to get out of the train because we are, yes.
You've got to get off here?
Yes.
How come?
We are going to walk to Austria.
Why are you going to walk to Austria?
They
can't take the train.
Yes.
Who says?
They told us if we get down here, it's best for walking or something than taking a train direct to Vienna.
Who told you that?
A girl was in this train station, so okay, I said okay, I will take that.
So you've got a ticket up until the border with Hungary and Austria?
No, she said Haxholm or something, yes.
That's the stop after this, yeah?
Yes. She told us that we have to get down there and go walking to the border.
Why? Why did she say that? Because this train goes all the way to Germany.
No, she said there's buses or something in Austria. They will help us and take us to the place we want.
And where do you want to go in the end?
Germany.
Why Germany?
Because my mom in Germany since years ago, and because I am more than 18, so I can't go legally. So I have to do this.
Okay, so you're going to get off and walk again. I mean, you've done a lot of walking already. Do you not think that you want to just stay and let the train take you to Austria and Germany?
Yeah, but okay, I don't mind to walk 3 kilometers. I walked already 20 maybe. Yes, it's okay.
You're both smiling at me as if, you've don't really mind anymore. I mean, has this been a hard journey? Because you seem in pretty good spirits. You both seem pretty happy.
No.
Is that because of what you've left behind back at home?
No, because we believe in God and we are going to a better life, maybe to some place like we feel safe, you know. And I'm going to meet my mom after 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah. So I'm feeling happy. I can't wait. So I like this.
Sorry, how old are you?
I'm 21.
And tell us about when your mum left.
It was really sad because she left to take us, to the whole family, because we can't afford that money to go all of the family. But because I am like more than 18, so she can't take me, so I have to go like this. And my family are waiting in Syria to get to Germany.
What's it like in Homs at the moment?
War. Yeah, it's not safe at all. I can't go to college. I'm studying electrical and telecommunication engineering, but I couldn't finish my college, so I'm trying to finish my college there. I'm looking for a new life, for a new job, for a new home.
What do you look for in a home?
Dad, mom, my family in a safe place. Just that.
So it doesn't matter where it is as long as it's safe and as long as your family's there?
No, my home is where is the place that I am happy, my family is safe, I can go and come without like thinking that I will be dead after 10 minutes maybe. So it's okay, I don't mind here or Germany or in any place. I want to be safe. I want to be happy. I want to work, to have a future, to have a dream. And we are still young, so in Syria it kills our dream. So we can't dream.
What do you think when you look out of the window and see what you can see here in Hungary? What goes through your mind when you look at these, I don't know, green fields? We can see big windmills as well.
Right now.
She remember the trip, maybe.
Yes.
You remember the trip?
Yes, I remember the trip, and I remember how Syria was. It was a really great country, and I didn't want to leave my country, but because of war, I have to. And I'm like, it smiles to get to my mom.
Are you talking to her a lot? I can see your phone's charging
Yes.
there. Are you talking to her? What are you saying to her as you go on this journey?
I told her, like, I miss your cook. Please cook me something.
What are you looking forward to her cooking for you in particular?
Like a Syrian meal.
Tell me what that is.
It's called mlouhi.
It's never quite the same if your mum hasn't cooked it. Has it been hard to be without your mum for a year?
Yeah, because I have little brother and sister, so I have to be responsible for that, and I can't like match between my college and my house. Like I was the youngest mom at home, you know, and now they are alone. So my half with my mom and my other half with my family in Syria.
So how old are your brother and sister?
My brother is 8, my sister is 17.
And so they're just together now. The 17-year-old is looking after the 8-year-old back in Homs.
Yes.
Are they okay?
They are okay because they stay at home, and our home is kind of safe, but not absolutely. So.
Kind of safe, so what, the worst of the violence is not so close to your home at the moment?
No, it's not too close.
This place, by the way, this is Heya Shalom, I think, if this is where you think you should get off.
Thank you for this nice meeting.
And off they went, Suad and her cousin. We went back to the carriage next door, and then the snacks arrived. The snack trolley comes past now. This is always a highlight of any train journey.
Twigs, yeah. Would you like anything?
I'm alright, thank you, I'm okay. A couple of bottles of wine, I can see little ones, apples, crisps.
Thank you.
Oh, and a couple of chocolate bars as well. It's a bit early for a little bottle of wine, I think. I'm working. Just having a chat to the lady with the snack trolley. She's not going to go into the carriages that are predominantly full of migrants and refugees. What she's saying is
She says the smell is too bad. It's very smelly there. Also, she says she would just prefer to wait here. They will come by and they will buy some water or sweets for the children, but she would not dare to go into there. But she said this week, today, is much, much better than it was last week. When she couldn't even push the trolley through the train.
Because the train was too full.
Yes. Szóval nagyon-nagyon sokan voltak, ugye a múlt héten, szóval azért nem lehetett végig tolni, mert mindenhol álltak és ültek. Yeah. There were way too many people, so there was no way I could push the trolley in the aisle between the seats. So mennyi ideig vár most én? Egy 10 percet? Lehet több. Yeah. So she will wait here for about 10 minutes, maybe even 15, for them to come by and buy something from the trolley.
Just getting our tickets checked by the ticket inspector with his machine and his pen.
És mindenkinek van jegye. So there's 240 migrants on the train. They each have a ticket.
And how's your job been during the last couple of weeks?
Az elmúlt hetekben dolgozott, mióta, és milyen volt?
Tehát utazással nincs gond, tehát hogy utaznak, megveszik a jegyet, mennek, tehát semmi gond, tehát probléma nincs.
I have no problems with them at all. I mean, as far as their travel is concerned, they each have a ticket, so perfectly fine with me. They comply with the conditions of travel.
Akinek nincs jegy, az kifizeti. 99%-ban van jegyük, tehát jegyet szállnak fel.
99% of them do have a ticket. The remaining 1% will pay up, and they do pay up.
Utasokkal több baj van.
Says, people on domestic Hungarian railways trains, there's more trouble with those people.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and you
Have a good day. And Mr. Ticket Inspector goes off into the next carriage with his pen and his machine, on the lookout for any one or two of those people without tickets. Oh, he's back again. So there we go, some of the characters we've been meeting. Train between Budapest and Munich, twisting and turning through the Austrian hills at the moment. I can see wood. Well, lots of different people we've been speaking to, Nuala, all the way through this journey. And actually, it's interesting. I just saw Faith, who's tweeting as she listens to this programme, picking up on that line we heard from Suad, the 21-year-old from Homs we were talking to. I want to go somewhere I don't have to worry about getting killed every 10 minutes. I want a new home. It's interesting. Faith picks up on that line. Thanks to you for listening as we travel through the Austrian countryside on our way towards Munich. Of course, it's not just refugees and migrants who are on this train by any means. There are people who are from the region, people who are German or Austrian or Hungarian who make this journey rather a lot, who are sitting on this journey, and they have views on all of it too. And actually, we were walking through the carriage that had originally been set aside mainly for refugees and migrants, but we spotted Alex and his family on their way back from a trip to Hungary, back to their home in Munich, and we got chatting to him.
I'm happy that the people can come to us and live there and be secured by our police, because in Germany is no war and they are safe there, and I think it's better for them. But I think the places where they live aren't the best opportunity, because I also see some refugees who get some stuff and things, but they throw it away in the trash or something like this. I see pictures from Germany with bottles of water. They throw it away like, I don't drink water, I like cola and something like that. Yeah, and I think it's hard to say, okay, you are welcome, but you must come together and live with us together.
Are you happy that Germany is welcoming the people? You're
Yes,
shaking your hand, yes and no?
Yes and no, because we have refugees in our small village and they drink all the time, cry and they go to our Tengelmann, buy some beer and sitting on the ground and drink and sleep on the street like they want, and say, okay, we give them home, we give them food, and they only will drink beer, and on the telephone they are crying and crying. the little girl can't sleep. This is hard, but I think it's better than they live here than in Syria or something where it's war. Because I think it's really hard to live there with ISIS and something like that. I think it's positive they can come to us between the war is over and they can go safe home and live then friendly and cool there.
So that's Alex, one German man that Ben James has met on the train that he's travelling on from Budapest to Munich. I feel like I'm on the train too, Ben, actually, if I'm honest, and I hope our listeners feel that too. And if sometimes Ben's line seems to change slightly, you'll understand that it's because we're trying to stay connected through various methods, and I'm very happy we've managed to do for so long during the programme. A couple of lines, Ben, I just want to bring you from here. Reuters reporting that Austria will improve conditions for refugees. Also, some listeners getting in touch on WhatsApp to us. Mioba in Lusaka, Zambia, says economic migrants like the Pakistani man that Ben met earlier, that's Mohammed that we heard from, should be sent back, says Mayoba. Betty in Kenya instead texting saying it's really quite sad to hear the plight of these migrants. So Ben, tell us who else you met.
Well, you talk about the Pakistani guy I met earlier on. That was Mohammed. We heard him in the first half of the programme. He didn't manage to get on the train. He was left in Kaleti station.
Why was that,
I spoke to another Pakistani guy who was... Well, just because there was such a huge crowd of people, and they just couldn't all get on the trains available. Even those who had tickets to get on the trains, and the police were regulating the flow of people onto the platform, and they just couldn't all get on. So Mohammed was waiting to see if he could get one later on in the day. One Pakistani guy though I did meet on the train. Well, have a listen to his story. He's Mohammed. What's your name? Where are you from?
Kamran, I'm from Pakistan.
Cool, but also not just from Pakistan, you actually live in Germany already,
I live in
right?
Germany.
So tell us the story.
I was actually on a hitchhiking race across the Balkan states, and like when we started, we heard stories about the refugees, and we saw some on the way, and we were passing through Hungary, and that's when we started to feel a little bit of hatred from some people, and because we were hitchhiking, and you see a brown guy on the road trying to travel by thumb. So some guys even showed us the finger. So, but we crossed on to the Serbia, and Serbia was good, and there we saw some refugees, and they were actually traveling by foot, and the situation was not that worse then, because it was 15 days ago, and then we traveled on to Albania, and everything was good, and that's when we heard about that. There are a lot of refugees stuck in Budapest, and the Hungarian police, they're just throwing them into the camps, and that's when we thought that we would go to Budapest and try to help them out, bring some food or anything, but then we heard that the Budapest police, they're now providing buses and everything, but so we delayed the plan, but still decided to come to Budapest. And then we actually met, we were at the Budapest railway station, and then we met the refugees, and we tried to help them out, distribute some food, but I think the food supplies, there's a lot of shortage. We still need, I think, some medicine, I guess, and probably what I heard, you have to be smiling. Not like in the camps, when you go to a doctor, you want you want him to cheer you up, not show some hatred towards you. So
if you're hearing that people who are smiling get more help, they get more assistance.
Yeah, because people are they would want to see a smiley face, that we are happy to help them, not we are being forced to help them, because we just smile at children, and that just made them happy. So I think we just have to smile more.
I just want to get clearer on your own story. Have you been a refugee at some point in your life, or were you born in Germany?
No, I was not born in Germany. I just I came to Germany 5 months back.
As a student?
Yeah, as a student. But I haven't been a refugee. I always heard stories about the refugees, because I live in Pakistan, and there we have a lot of refugees. But I never actually went and see them. And on my journey, I went to Preševo in Serbia, and there I saw an actual refugee camp. And
that's the border between Serbia and Macedonia, right?
And there the situation is really worse, and the worst part is we saw some people who were just trying to mooch some money out of the refugees, and just to get a ride them, I would meet a lot of people who would just say, we go straight to Belgrade, my friend, and they would actually, just try to take like 500, 300, whatever they can get euros, and like they would try to take their money. So like that's really not a good thing to do, because like these people are already in distress, and like you got to help them, not just take their money. And but
What do you think about, for example, Pakistani refugees? I met a guy actually at the station in Budapest. He's from KPK. He's saying he's coming to Europe because he wants to get away from the violence that he says he has to live with, the explosions that happen, he says, in that part of the country where he lives. Do you think that that people from Pakistan who are coming as part of this flow of people have a justification in coming?
I would not think so, because I think like you can go to some other parts of Pakistan, but yes, if like they're just trying to go for a better lifestyle, but I think like it's not a justification to be like travel all this, go through all this suffering. I think they spend a lot of money, trying to get here. Like you can do the same thing and come in legally, like I did.
What did it feel like to, as you said, be a brown guy putting your thumb out at the side of the road and getting that sort of reaction? Had you ever experienced that in Europe before?
Not because this was my first time hitchhiking. But the thing is, like, I got a love from a lot of people, and like a lot of people were helpful. But it's like this: you got bad people, you got good people. So you can't generally say that everyone there's bad or everyone there's good. Like there's a mix of it, and I think that's just the beauty of it. Like you got to have your own views.
So Kamran, the student hitchhiker from Pakistan, on his experience of this whole story and how people have been seeing him because of it, even though he's not really a part of it. I can see Viraj in Nepal is tweeting us here on the train. Question with me reporting on this all live. How easy or difficult will it be for refugees to receive asylum and registration? Also, Too Low Tech on Twitter asked, do many Germans expect these refugees to go back eventually? I doubt that will happen. Well, we're going to follow the voices, the people that we've heard on the programme, see what the next stage of their journey brings, and we're going to be live in Munich over the next couple of days looking at different aspects of that, including this time tomorrow talking to a group of people about what these European values actually are. A lot of people are talking about what European values might be, and people have different ideas about them, especially.
Well, isn't that something? Ben, you've managed to stay with us as we got to meet all of the people that you met on the train, but I think the line might have just gone down. My goodness, all of life was there, wasn't it? Really quite something. And I found myself just gripped to the various stories of various people